morning, everyone. I hope you are having a wonderful Friday morning. My name is Carly Bell, and welcome to Sip and Stitch. So, if you haven't attended one of these before, I like to get together with y'all every other Friday to do a live machine embroidery tutorial from start to finish. We call it Sip and Stitch. We used to do it at night with adult beverages. Now we have smoothies and water. So I hope you are all having a great morning. Thanks to everyone who is here so far. So let me go check in on the chat. Let's see. Hi, Betty and Debbie and Zaranda and Sarah and let's see, Marcia. Am I saying that right? Probably not. Paula, Teresa, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. I know I did not do a very good job of telling everyone about today's Sip and Stitch. I didn't post it, I think, but maybe one time. So if you saw the post, yay, I'm glad you saw it. Thank you for being here. I was supposed to be with y'all last Friday to do this tutorial, but unfortunately I became very sick and stayed in my bed for several days, which was not fun, but fun at the same time because I got to stay in my bed. So this is our postponed Sip and Stitch that we were supposed to have last week. So I'm excited to show y'all this project. It's a really fun beginner in the hoop project. So if you have never done an in the hoop project before, this is a great one to start with. And I'm going to show you how you can take one design and make 6 different projects with it. So me and my girls had a lot of fun with this project, with all the different ways that we can use this one design. So let's see. All right. Good morning. Good morning. I'm checking the chat. I just texted Emily from Applique Alley telling her, hey, I'm doing the video this morning. Because I haven't even talked to her. I told her I was planning on it, but I didn't tell her for sure we were doing it. So today's project is from Applique Alley. My friend, we have Emily and Emily over there. They make the cutest designs. And if you remember last summer, the end of summer, beginning of fall, we did one of their projects that they call snack cakes. And those are fun little applique accents that you can add to applique alphabets. So we did a school shirt, and I made Elise a zippered bag for her crayons. But I appliqued her name on it, and some of the letters I replaced with little cute applique school accents, like a pencil, a bottle of glue. There was even like the cute little caterpillar shaped in an S that I replaced the S in her name with the caterpillar. So Applique Alley is really known for those. They are called snack cakes. And I will try to remember to put a link to that previous Sip and Stitch project in the description below when I'm done, because of course I didn't think of it until now. So that's like, when you say Applique Alley, I think snack cakes. Now, the lovely ladies at Applique Alley have come up with a new little fun thing for us to make, and they call them CutCakes. And CutCakes are pretty much the same as what you may have heard of before called Felties. And these are little tiny in the hoop projects, normally done on felt. And most people will take them and turn them into either a barrette or a piece for a bow. But today I'm going to show you lots of other things that we can do with these CutCakes. So since Mardi Gras is over, unfortunately, and I missed it because I was sick, our next holiday coming up is St. Patrick's Day. So they made the cutest little 4-leaf clover CutCakes, and that's what we are going to make today. One of the things that makes this project so great for me to show you is that this project can be made on any machine, and as small as a 4x4 hoop. This is 4x4 friendly. I put the design on my machine a minute ago, and I could even go down to the, 1.5 by 2 the tiny little hoop that you can get on your 4x4 machine or your PE 800 5x7 machine. One CutCake will even fit in there. So this is 4x4 friendly, any machine, all the models out there, no matter what, you can make this on your machine. So today I'll be showing you on my brother PE 800 in a 4x4 hoop. All right. I still have a little bit of cough, so sorry if I bombard your ears with coughing, but I am feeling much, much, much better. Much better. All right, so thank you all for your well wishes. Thank you all for when I posted last week that I was sick and I had to postpone. Thank you so much for all of your well wishes. That was so sweet of y'all. They worked. They definitely worked. All right, yay. Good morning, Adele from Louisiana. So you just probably finished Mardi Gras too. Are you recovering? Everyone I know, like Ash Wednesday is like the day of recovery and repent, because most of us down here are Catholic. So it's like party, party, party until Mardi Gras Day. And then Ash Wednesday is like, okay, now I'm going to be a good Catholic and I'm going to go get my ashes and we're going to start Lent and sacrifice something. And yeah, it's funny. That's how we are down here. We're a little weird, but it's fine. Okay. Yay. Okay, so I'm just checking the chat. Let's see. Okay, wait, I'm looking at Karen. Karen, what are you saying here, Karen? Just switched over from your heat press with white toner. Oh, you were watching that video. You're making me want and heat everything. LOL. I'm sorry for that, but I'm telling you, the printer is awesome. I made some Mardi Gras shirts for me and my friends, and it's so easy and fun. So if y'all don't know what we're talking about, I got a new printer for Christmas. I was researching printers, and there are mainly two different kinds I was looking at. They have one that's called DTF, is direct to film, and then they have a white toner printer. And I like the DTF printer, but there was a few reasons why I didn't want to get one. One is ink, lines of ink, maintaining those, keeping them from getting clogged. That it scared me a little bit, and that I'm not good with maintenance. I know I'm not good with maintenance. So, and I didn't see myself using the printer every single day. So I was worried that I would not keep it up well. And two, it's really big, and then you need an oven and a shaker and all kinds of things I don't have room for. So I opted for the white toner printer, which is perfect for me because it is the size of an office printer, like a laser jet office printer. And it prints directly to a film. And it's only like a 2-step process of printing and then 2 different presses on the heat press. And it's ready to go on to a shirt. And so you could print full color with white ink onto a black cotton t-shirt. So it's really cool. If you have any experience with using heat transfer vinyl or sublimation, this is like the answer to everything, in my opinion, is the white toner printer, because you don't have to weed anything. You don't have to use polyester shirt. You can print white ink. It's super cool. So sorry about that tangent, but I have a video on unboxing and using the new printer, and that's what Karen was talking about. Let's see. All right, I am scrolling. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, Patty said, my niece Beth got a shoe. Not sure what that signifies. So Patty, one of my favorite parades is the Crew of Muses, and it is an all women's parade, and their floats are beautiful. And one of their signature throws, like most people think Mardi Gras, if you're not from around here, you think Mardi Gras, you think beads. No, beads, beads are nice or whatever, but we're there for other things most of the time. And Crew of Muses, all the women that are on the floats, they go and decorate shoes, and think like a nice high heel stiletto, and like really decorate them, like cover them in glitter and have all kinds of, like each shoe might have a different theme. And some of them get to be very like intricate and extravagant. And each woman might only have like 5 shoes that they decorated. to throw. So it's like a big deal if you catch a shoe. So I'm excited for your niece. All right. Okay, so sorry all the tangents. Let's go ahead and get started. Craft table. Okay, so this is what we are making today. This is called a CutCake, and this is our 4-leaf clover CutCake that we will be making today. It comes in a variety of sizes. So I made all the sizes, and then I turned each size into a different project. So the smallest size, and forgive me, I don't remember what they were on the computer. I have to look. Maybe this is a 1/2 inch. I want to say it runs from like a 1/2 inch to 2.5 inches is the biggest one. So the smallest size I turned into earrings. Then, was this the next size? 1 inch, I turned into a necklace. And I think this one's next. I made a centerpiece for a hair bow. This one, I'm going to turn into a hair clip with a little clip. And then this one, I was going to turn into a pin for a shirt. So you can pin it to your shirt, and I put pinch proof on it. So this is the project. When you purchase the design, it comes with all the sizes. So you can just stitch out, the size that you need for whatever project. But I just wanted to show you an example of what you can make with each size. So when I did this, I actually stitched all of these pieces out in one 5x7 hoop, so that I was able to stitch them all out at the same time and then cut them out when I was done. That takes a bit of time because this fill stitch for the shamrock takes a little bit time. But other than that, the project goes really quickly. So if you want to make a bunch of things, you will need you don't need it, but I recommend you have embroidery software like Embroidery Essentials, and you can open all the sizes that you want, put them all on one hoop, and then you can do something called color sort, which I've shown before in previous videos, to where it will stitch all of the different designs on the same step. Like it will stitch all of the placement stitches, and then next it will stitch all of the green clovers in the middle, and then next it will stitch all of the outline. So like you don't have to stitch one at a time. Like if you would upload it on your machine itself, it would only stitch one at a time, even if you put them all on the same hoop. When you color sort, you're able to make that process a little bit smoother. So today, for the sake of time, we are just going to stitch one of the CutCakes on my 4x4 hoop, so you can see how the process is done. And then if you want to make multiples, you can probably fit 4 of these in a 4x4 hoop. All right, so the supplies that you will need for this project. I'm using my very dirty 4x4 hoop, which hopefully you can't see how dirty it is on camera, but it's dirty. I have a sheet of tearaway stabilizer that's going to go in the hoop. Then for the CutCake itself, there are lots of different materials that you can use to make it. For these, I used a gold, this is like a gold faux leather I got from My Punk Embroidery. I want to say it's called Gold Disco Ball, I think is what it was. I'll try to go look at their website and make sure that was the one, because I ordered like a whole variety of stuff when I placed an order from My Punk Embroidery of like everything that looked pretty and shiny. So this was one of them. And so when I pulled this out my stash, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I like this a lot. But you can use any kind of faux leather. What you want is something that's not going to have, when it has a raw edge, it's not going to fray. So think faux leather. Cork is also an option. This is that cork material you can get at Hobby Lobby and Joann, and they also have lots of places online that have this cork. And you can also use just regular old crafting felt. And that's where felties got their names, because normally people would stitch them on felt to make hair bows and clips and stuff like that. So felt is an option. So anything that you can cut and have a raw edge and the edges won't fray. So I on the bottom of the video in the description, you will see a link to the Sip and Stitch homepage. Or if you're watching the replay, I usually go and make a blog post after our video with a link to this project. And whether either one you click, whether it be the Sip and Stitch homepage or the actual link to the blog post for the project, you will see a list of supplies, and it will list everything that I'm using today, from the stabilizer to my scissors that I like. I got my little stiletto here, and then I give several examples of places that you can purchase faux leather, felt, and cork. So just to tell you the places, so My Punk Embroidery is a really good resource. There's another one that is called Sweet and Sassy Blanks. They have tons of different faux leathers, and they have all the pretty corks. And then what's the other one? Glitter Bug Fairy has a lot of cute printed faux leather and glitter faux leather. And if you are looking for something local, if you have a Hobby Lobby in your area, you can, oh, we might use this today now that I'm looking at it. In Hobby Lobby, in the ribbon section, you can buy faux leather wide ribbon, and it's about 8 inches tall, and it's 2 feet long when you unroll it, and it goes on sale every other week so that it's half off, so it's only $2.50. This is just like faux leather. So here's some that I already took the label off, but it's just like all my other sheets of faux leather I purchased online. So Hobby Lobby is a good resource as well if you're looking to go grab something in the store. Joann's has a little bit on like those giant bolts where the upholstery fabric is. They'll have the cork, and they might have like red, black, and white vinyl, which is the same. It's marine vinyl, embroidery vinyl, faux leather. That's all the same thing in my head. They're all the same kind of material that I can use for in the hoop projects. But if you don't get any of those, you can definitely find felt at Walmart, at your local craft store. I got this one off of Amazon. This one's like a nice heathered one. I got like a whole color variety pack of felt. Those work as well. All right, so for today's, I was going to use cork, but now that I saw this, I think I might use this one. What do y'all think? Do y'all want me to make one with cork, felt, or this like smooth gold? Because this one's like a rough textured one. This one's like just a shiny smooth one. Tell me in the comments, which one do you want me to see to make today for our example? Trying to get this open. All right, Betty Vokes cork, Teresa cork. Shiny, shiny. All right, let me see. I'm seeing more gold than cork now. Yeah, lots of votes for the shiny gold. Let's see. It looks like when you touch it, you can, well, you can see my reflection in it. I think if you clean it, like if I took my microfiber cloth, then it'll be really shiny. Let's see. Let's make one of both so we can see both of them. I can fit both on there. And I'll show you how to duplicate it on the machine. I think you could even color sort on the PE 800. I haven't played with that before. Let's play with that today and see if it works. All right, let's try to make both. All right, so stabilizer, whatever material you want to be the background of it, and then this design is made to have 3 colors. The color of the shamrock, and then it has 2 outer outlines. So I did like a lime green for this first one, and then a pink for the second one. Now, the design just comes plain, right? You can go and add wording on any of the shamrocks. So for like this one, I put an E on it for my daughter Elise, and this one I've used pinch proof. I don't remember what font this one was, but this was one of the fonts that just come with Embroiance, one of the free fonts that come with it. So I could resize it real small, because those are native fonts and you can resize them as much as possible. So I used that, so I knew it would stitch out good since it's a native font. But you can add whatever wording you want on top of your shamrock. Now, you also have the choice of, depending on what you're using it for. If you're using it for the bow, right, no one is ever going to see the back of this. So I have no back on it, right? That's just the stabilizer and the thread, and I had one little spot here where I was covering another one that got in the way. But you don't have to put a backing on it. But if you're using it to make like the earrings or the necklace, and you want to cover up all that stitching, you have the choice on the last step to tape a piece of material underneath your hoop, and then it will cover up all that stitching. So that is a choice that you make on that last step, on whether or not you want to cover the back of the embroidery or not. Lisa asks a good question. Where's my mouse? Okay, one second. All right, in Embroiance, how can you tell if you have a native font? I've added so many. The native fonts, the ones that come with Embroiance, let me open Embroiance on my computer so I make sure I say the right thing. The ones that come with Embroiance are purple in color. Also, let's see, let me show you here. Let me share my screen. How do I do that? All right, it's going to look crazy for a second. All right, you should see Embroiance on my screen now. Hopefully you can see the whole thing. When you click a lettering design right here, and you go here to your font, I have a ton of fonts as well. The ones that I can tell are Embroiance. Do not see how these all have a needle next to them. The native fonts don't have a needle next to them, right? So these are all ones I purchased online. They're BX fonts, so I can install them, but they all come in different sizes. So this font comes from 1 inch tall all the way up to 3 inches tall, and you see it's in 1/4 inch increments. So I will pick the size that is best for me, because you really don't want to resize these very much at all, because it compromises the stitches. With these fonts, I only have just the one. There's no sizes that come with it, and there's no needle picture right here. These are native fonts, and within Embroiance, it will let you stretch it and shrink it as much as the program will allow you. It does have a stopping point. So here is one, for instance, that I can shrink, and that is the smallest it's going to let me shrink that, and that is, I can't remember which one is it. Is it 5/16 tall? That looks about right. So that's how tall that font is. Excuse me. But it will let me stretch it if I need like a really large font. Let's back up. It will let me stretch it to be super big, and it will recalculate the density and the compensation so that it does stitch well. And that's something you can do with native fonts. Now, Embroiance has native fonts, and there are also a few digitizers. Well, actually, only one that I know of is Lenny Penny. Let me find one. we did a project with one of the Lenny Penny fonts a long time ago. I think last Easter. Here we go. Where is some of hers are this one. So it says native on the end. So here is a chain stitch. This one's native. When you look at it, there's no needle here. And she has native written on the end of the title. But again, though, it still has its limitations. Like it's only going to let me make it so small, or it will let me probably make it really big if I needed to. But those are native fonts and how you can tell which is which. Okay, let me get back. Okay, so any questions? Let me look. I couldn't see any questions while I was doing that. Any questions about the native? Okay, so Jan's got it. Good. All right, no problem, Brenda. She's saying she have to rewatch. She came in late. The videos are always recorded, so you can watch the replay either on my Facebook page or on my YouTube channel anytime. All right. Okay, I don't think I missed any other questions. All right, something Sue said. I had noticed that Embroidery fonts never cut the threads between the letters, no matter how large the letter. Have you found a way to have them trim between the letters? I never noticed that. I do know a way you can make them trim, though. But I'm looking at my thing. Yeah, there is a connection between all of my letters for the pinch proof thing, but I was just guessing because it was so small. It usually depends on the machine, like the spacing between the cuts has to be so long, or you can set that up on your machine. But I know a way in Embroidery you can make it cut. I could show you really quickly. Let me go. How do I go back? Here. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Y'all should see my screen again now. Okay, let me delete this one and just focus on this one. All right, so say I stitch this out, and for some reason there's going to be a connecting stitch between this A and B and this B and C, from what Sue was saying, so that she can't get it to cut. Whenever you have anything that whether your machine, like I know with like the PE 800, it doesn't cut jump stitches. So one of the tricks I do is I make things different colors, even if I intend to stitch all of this out in purple or whatever color I want. I will tell my program and my machine that I'm going to change this color to a different one. So I can just select the B. And even if I just choose a different shade of purple, it doesn't matter. Now the machine will stitch the A, cut and stop, and say, oh, it's time for you to change the thread. I don't change the thread. I just hit start again, and it will stitch the B. And then it will cut and stop, and it's going to tell you, oh, you need to switch the thread again. As long as they don't have to all be a different color, but as long as no two colors are next to each other, so like the C is last, that can still be the same color. As long as it changes in between, the machine will stop, cut and stop. So I did this before when I was stitching like names on my PE 800, and even though I stitched it all in the same color, I wanted it to not have jump stitches between the letters, just change the color of the letter in the program, and that should fix your problem and cut your jump stitch. So let me know if that helps. Okay. Great. Okay, good. That makes sense. Yeah, and Sue has a 10 needle machine, so it should definitely cut jump stitches, but I never noticed that before with Embroidery fonts. So thanks for pointing that out. All right. Mary, okay, well, let's see. Just make sure you don't color sort, Connie says. Yes, so if you color sort, then you'll be back to square one where it's going to have a jump stitch. It's going to put those light colors together and you'll have a jump stitch again. Very good point, Connie. All right, Mary said she just bought Enthusiast and still playing with it. Can I cut jump stitches in this program? With Enthusiast, it's still the same issue. If it's the same color, your machine is going to create a jump stitch if you have one like this one that doesn't cut. So it's still having to change the color. If it's a font, it's easy because you just select the letter and change the color. If it's a design and say like it stitches a leaf over here and a leaf over here, you can, with Enthusiast, a little bit easier than, you could still do it in Essentials. It's a little easier in Enthusiast. You can select just this leaf and change the color. So now it won't create a jump stitch between the two because it thinks it's different colors. So yeah, you can do that with the lasso tool and the, it looks like an arrow with just a little point, a little ball. That is your like select individual stitches. That is super helpful for Enthusiasts. That's one of my favorite features. All right. Yay. Okay, so great. Everybody likes to change the color tip. Awesome. All right, so let's go over to the machine. All right, so here is my PE 800. Now, let me back up because let's stitch two of them. All right, so I have the design pulled up. Let's get a little bit better view of this guy because I think I know what to do. I played a little bit this before. Okay, so I opened up my shamrock. I can, let's see if it's my little stiletto tool. It makes it easier. I'm going to select it and move it up a little bit right there. All right. Now I'm going to hit add. I'm going to go back to my USB stick. It's going to take a second. That's the one thing that's funny with the newer machines. I find when I press this button, it takes significantly longer than it did on my old PE 770. I could press it and the USB would pop right up. And same with the a new 6x10 machine too. Okay, so I'm going to scroll until I find my 4-leaf clover again. I have way too many things on my USB stick. Okay, there it is. I hit set. All right, and now I have another one. So I'm gonna just take it and put it down here so they're away from each other. Now I think, I don't know if that just changes the color. Yeah, that just changes the color of this design. I thought there was a color sort. Maybe that's just on my nicer machines. All right, I could hit in edit. Yeah, I don't think I have a color sorting option on this machine. I think I do on my Persona. I usually always do color sort in Brilliant, so I never mess with it on the machine. So now I have two of them in Embroidery. They are going to stitch all 4 steps for this one first, and then it's going to stitch all 4 steps for this one after. I'm going to go in my machine and jump around so that I stitch them at the same time too, instead of color sorting. So that's like my solution if I can't color sort on the machine. And I'm not a very good camera person. Okay, there we go. So let me lift this up now. And the first stitch is the placement stitch. Doesn't matter what color you do for this one. The next step is your 4-leaf clover. So I'm loading the green because that's the one I'm going to do my 4-leaf clover. So that saves me a color step. I'll lower my presser foot. Thread the needle. All right. And where's my trash can? There we go. Okay, that is ready to go. Now I have my tearaway stabilizer. I'm just going to put it in my 4x4 hoop. I always say this is my favorite part of in the hoop projects is that I don't have to hoop anything except stabilizer. It's wonderful. So I'm just making sure my hoop is flush, tighten it, and now we're good to go. I gotta raise the presser foot. And this machine has a bracket system, so the hoop snaps on. I always make sure that my hoop stays on by lifting it right here. If it doesn't pop off, that means it's on all the way. Now I can lower my presser foot, and the first stitch is going to be the outline for the top clover. Yeah, Mary brings up a good point that the PE 7, that you do improve the screen a lot better with the PE 770 versus the PE 800. The screen is tons better because it's color and you have more options. Okay, so that's the placement stitch of the first one. I'm going to hit the needle plus minus button, and each design has 4 steps. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first step of this one's going to be 5. So I'm going to jump to step 5 by pressing the spool plus button. And now I'm going to hit start again. And that's showing me where my other clover is going to go. All right, so now let's go back to the craft table. Oops. Okay, so here is my placement stitch. So let's do the top one with the shiny gold. So I'm just going to cut a piece a little bit bigger than what I need. There we go. And then we'll do the same for the cork. Like that. So we could do this one and this one. I hope so. Yeah, it looks small, but that's it. Yeah. No, I thought I did this one. I wonder, which one did I load? Maybe I load the small one. Let me cut the pieces bigger just in case, because I didn't check. Emily sent me this design second, and I didn't check. What's the name of this one? I didn't check the second design she sent me. Let's stitch it. No, it's got to be the little one. There's no way it could be that one. All right, so sorry, I'm second guessing myself over here. Placement stitch, final, placement stitch, cork. You may want to tape this into place. You may not need to, but you can do this so that it doesn't move. But the next step is going to be the clover, and it's going to it's really going to secure it down so that it doesn't need tape. But there we go. So I have some shiny, you see the camera, and the cork. So let's go back over to the machine. Okay. And now the machine's on step 6, which is the clover for this one. And then when this is done, I'll go back to step 2, which is the clover for this one. All right, so start. Now this takes, it says it only takes a minute. I guess because I was stitching so many, it took a little while on when I was stitching the 5x7 hoop with all of them. All right, let me check the comments. All right, yeah, Kara X. What kind of stabilizer I'm using? I'm using Tearaway. Thank you for helping Adele and answering her. All right. Oh, people are already talking about Hoop Fest. I am excited for Quilt Fest and Hoop Fest. I am teaching at both. I talked to Blaine the other day, and he already put me on the books for Hoop Fest, which is not until June. And I am doing 2 videos for Quilt Fest on, I think I'm doing 2 machine demos. One day I'll do the Persona demo, and another day I'll do my 6 needle brother demo. So I am fast. Oh, Emily said it's not listed yet, the shamrock. Oh, I put a link to it. I put a link to it, Emily, in the video description. I didn't check to see it actually worked though. Y'all let me know if the link doesn't work yet. But it's right. It's right, Emily. I was second guessing myself on the size. I thought I picked a bigger size when I uploaded it to the machine. Okay, so it's done with the Clover here, and it cut the stitch. So now I'm going to hit the plus minus button, and I'm going to back up to step number 2. I'm looking at the little numbers here in this top right corner. This is telling me the red number is what step I'm on, and the bottom number is black, and that tells me how many steps are all together in the design. And that's me in my head. I'm keeping track. I know each one is 4 steps, so it's easy for me to jump to what step I need. So now I'm going to, this is poking up a little bit. I'm going to hit just +1 and watch this. Now it's going to move to where it needs to go. And I'm going to lower the presser foot. Sometimes I get worried about, I jump to a step, it stays where it is, it doesn't move. And I'm worried the presser foot's going to drag. And if I have something thick on here like that, the presser foot's going to grab this and rip it off. If you're ever worried about something like that, just hit the +1 stitch, and then it will go to the spot. It only went ahead 1 stitch, and that's okay. If we can either back up that 1 stitch or just start where it was. It's no big deal. But at least then my needle is where it's supposed to be, and I don't have to worry about my presser foot hitting anything that it's not supposed to. Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was the last. It didn't. That was the last step of the placement stitch, so I didn't need to go back a step. Okay, so now we are doing the Clover, and I got a tail going on there that might get sucked underneath, or I will just trim that when we're done. All right, yeah. Oh, no, Emily. Okay, yeah, no, I haven't stitched the vintage one yet. So, yeah, no, I haven't looked for that one. The applique. All right, so, yeah, Steve says the link is working for the CutCake, and it's a great price. Great price. I think Applique Alley has a sale going on right now. Or did it end already, Emily? I know you had a sale going on, and I know you extended it, but I don't know when you extended it till. All right, Karen's saying, I'm thinking the cork is going to look so cute. Makes me think of putting on the cob pipe for a leprechaun. You don't know how to spell that, me either. I don't know how to spell anything, Karen. If I didn't have spell check, no one would understand anything I'm ever typing. And even spell check can't figure out what I'm trying to type half the time. When I asked my speaker that starts with a Alexa, I could spell that, how to spell things, because then I could tell her. All right, so we're done with the shamrock here. So you see how quick this project is coming together? And I talk a lot, so if you were just stitching it at home, it comes together even quicker. I'm gonna cut this little tail. There we go. All right, so next is the first little outer outline. Need my trash can to be here. Okay, and I'm gonna do that in lime green. So I'm gonna change my thread. I'm gonna cut, pull through. Those of y'all that know me know I don't like to pull the thread going backwards out of the machine. And now I'm loading. And I'm using a thread stand. Y'all can see here. I always like to use a thread stand. Actually, we were talking. So I started a beginner machine embroidery course a couple weeks ago. And it's going really great. And lots of wonderful people are in it, and we're having a great time teaching and learning about embroidery. And that didn't work. There we go. And you would be surprised how big of a difference using a thread stand can make on your stitches. Like I had a student that was posting a picture last night of how terrible her stitches were coming out. And and we went through a few troubleshooting things, like to make sure her bobbin was right. And she switched to a thread stand either late last night or this morning and posted a picture, and her stitches looked perfect. And it was the thread stand. That was the magic that made everything work. So if you have a flatbed machine, get a thread stand, trust me. All right, so I'm gonna start. And now this is going to do my lime green outline. Lots of times when you are stitching on this thick material, like this one especially, you might have a problem of every time it starts to stitch, your top stitch might not get sucked down in with the bobbin, and you might have a tail on every stitch. That is nothing wrong with your machine. That is the material you are stitching on, that sometimes it's just too thick, or the top is actually a little bit, you could say sticky. It's not sticky, but to your needle it is. So you might have a tail every time you cut. The cork, I don't think it's going to do that. So now I'm going to jump to what we need, step 5, 6, 7 on this one. So I'm going to jump 7. Okay. I can raise my presser foot, jump ahead 1 stitch. Now it's going where I want, just in case you're worried about that. See, this one, it sucks the top thread down in. I don't have a problem with this one. Yeah, Jan says she always uses her thread stand. Had it for decades. Love it. Love my thread stand too. All right. Emily. Emily says, try being super Southern with spell check. I hear you. Also, Cajuns have issues with spell check as well, because sometimes we have words that they just don't know. And I'm gonna tell you when I'm gonna have you a Cajun vocabulary word today, guys. My husband's favorite word and favorite thing he loves to call the kids is a couillon. And a couillon is a Cajun word for somebody that is just silly, just being silly. So he calls the girls couillons all the time. Oh, we call him a couillon. But yeah, they don't know how the spell check doesn't know how to spell couillon. I don't know how to spell couillon, so I couldn't even type it if I tried. But yeah, that is our Cajun vocabulary word today. All right, so we are done stitching the first inner, here we go, inner outline of that lime green. Okay, next is the last step, which is the pink outline. Now let me show you what to do if you want to cover up these stitches on the back and turn these into earrings, or something that you want the back covered up. All right, let's go back to the craft table. All right, so here we go. Where is my handy dandy tweezers? I think Elise stole my tweezers at some point yesterday, and I don't have them. Okay. I like my tweezers because they help me pick up these little stitches. There we go. I had a tail on this one. Okay, you could take this tape off now. This is not doing us anything because our stuff is secure to the stabilizer because it is stitched down. Oh, I should save this. I'm going to try to reuse it. Okay, so that was the front. That's big enough, yeah. Now, cut a piece for the back. All right, so now I got 2 pieces again, just like I cut in the beginning, right? So now I'm going to turn my hoop over, and what's the top is the gold. You don't have to worry so much about these stitches because you are going to trim this with scissors when you're done. So any of these stitches that might be poking out in the end, they're going to get trimmed. So I usually don't worry about them. But I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to cover this. Now, one thing you do need to worry is you don't want to push on this too hard because you might pop your hoop out. So normally I'll put my hand underneath it if you have a tiny enough hoop, or I just lightly put it there. Let's see if I could reuse my tape. And I'll just lightly put the tape, and then I'm going to turn it back over and really rub it. Here's this one. All right, now, oh, that didn't work. Okay, turn it over. Now I'm pressing with some force because this way is everything's flat. You're not going to pop your hoop out doing it this way. But now this is on a little bit more securely. So there is the back of your in the hoop item. Now, if you want to be extra, I'm going to show you how to be extra. The last step is a pink outline, right? Now, on this one, I did not change my bobbin thread. I left it white. And let's see if you can see this. You see it's kind of, it's hard to tell, but there is white and pink going on the back of here. If you want this to be a pretty pink, solid, like it is on the front, we can change the bobbin thread. I'm also going to show you another trick to prevent this knot on the back that I didn't do when I stitched this one out because I was trying to be fast. But I'll show you how to prevent that knot on the back of these. So you have like a really clean stitch out on the back. The thread matches the front, and it looks a little bit more professional that way. So let's go back over to the machine. And let's see, let's pop this back on. Now remember, these are underneath, so you want to make sure they're staying in place when you slide your hoop on there and you're not rubbing them, messing them up and making them come off. So I'm on step 8, which is the pink. So this is my pink thread and I have a pink bobbin loaded. I'm pretty sure this bobbin fits in there. Let's check and see. I had wound this bobbin a long time ago. I shouldn't have put this on yet. Okay. Let's pop this bobbin out. Yeah, these bobbins are the same. All right, and I have the pink thread. I'm going to load it counterclockwise and pull it around the thread path. Pull it a good bit, like 12 inches. Make sure the tension is set. All right, that's done. Now I put this back on. All right, and now I'm going to put my pink thread in my thread stand and load it on top. Okay, that is done. All right, so let me load this up. Now I'm going to take my pink thread coming out my needle and just hold it. And I'm going to go needle down and needle back up. That is going to allow me to pull my now pink bobbin thread up from the bottom. So I have my top thread and my bobbin thread. I am now going to start stitching. I'll lower. Actually, I need this thread to go through the presser foot. There we go. So it doesn't get messed up. Okay. I got my top and bottom thread. My top thread is going down below my presser foot. You do want to make sure of that. All right. And I lower it, and it's going to stitch that pink outline now. Sorry if my arm's in the way. Oh, there you go. All right. So that is done. And I can cut this. And sorry, my microphone keeps I can cut that, and now you'll see when we're done how clean that is underneath. So now let's raise the presser foot, because I'm pretty sure it's going to pull on this gold, shiny gold vinyl. It's close to it. Now I'm back on step 0. I want us to go to step 4, and I'm going to go +1 stitch so it lines up right where it needs to be. All right, now I'm going to do needle down, needle up. See how sticky that vinyl is? It pulled the whole hoop up. It's just for my needle. Okay. All right, pull that bobbin thread out, lower the presser foot, and now I'm stitching step 4. All right, so now we are done stitching. And you can see this is what it looks like. So let's go clean it up. All right, so I just need to trim this. Now look at the back of these. You can see it a lot better than you could on this one, the pink line, because this one had a mixture. And we still have a tail, but there's not like a super big knot on the back like I did on these. So I'm gonna trim these. Okay, I trimmed the front one already. Okay, so we are done. So now we can take that tape off. And you can see, I do have some threads poking out here. I don't know if you can see it. I can see. I have threads. Those are all going to get cut. You can pop the hoop open now. And now, these are not special vinyl scissors, but in my craft room, these are my scissors for vinyl. They are Fiskars. They're titanium non-stick. They have a micro tip. I think these are like 5-inch scissors maybe. To me, I like these a lot for vinyl. And in my craft room, this is what I use. And I have a link for them in the, oh, before I start cutting too. Now, this design is not made to be able to be used with earrings. So my solution was when I cut it out, same with the earrings or the necklace. When I cut it out, I made sure there was one spot. You see where it kind of dips down right here? I went up and around that instead of trying to follow that dip. I went up and around it to give myself the space so that I could punch a tiny hole in that area. You see that? So this is just, I punched a hole through the faux leather. There's no stitch guideline telling me that I can put an earring right there in that spot. That's me making it that way just by cutting. So you want to give yourself enough room so that you have the space to punch a hole and that it's not too close to the edge to where that hole can get ripped really easily. Okay, so that I have it close, but I think it's still strong enough to hold the earring and it won't get ripped right where the earring hardware is pulling on it, you see? So keep that in mind when you're cutting. So I'll cut these that way so you can see. if I'm gonna make these in earrings. All right, so I usually cut, I can't even tell you, maybe 1/8 of an inch from that pink stitch out. And you don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to get in all those little divots. You can just cut a circle around it. I have to say I like the shiny one. The cork is pretty too, but I like the shiny one. We'll see how much I like it though once we cut most of it off, because most of it is covered with thread. Okay, so this little divot, I'm gonna cut more up and over it like that. So I'm not giving myself a lot of space, but I have a tiny hole punch. Okay, so that is my gold shiny 4-leaf clover. And there is the back. All right, let's do the cork one now. And I'll do the same thing. I'll cut around it, but when I get to this top one, I'm gonna give myself a hump here. That hopefully is enough for my little hole punch. You can always just wait and cut it. Like I could go all the way to the edge there if I wanted. Then punch my hole and then trim it. That would probably be a better idea than what I'm doing. Sorry, get out of my way. Stabilizer in my way. Okay, so that would be another option. When you're trimming it, just trim it to where you cut all the way. You have all this space. Like trim it and then just go straight up from here and straight down from here, and then punch your hole, and then finish trimming it when your hole's punched so that you know you have enough room for it. But this is your cork one. So they're both very pretty. Because I did the smaller version, you can't really see the gold flakes in the cork, but the shiny one's super pretty. I like that. All right. So now that you know how to make these, you know how to cover up the back if you want to. You would just skip that last step of taping something on the back of the hoop if you don't care what it's using, and just stitch the last step with nothing on the back. You can do that as well. So now let's talk about how we're going to make all these different projects. Let me throw this away. What do I need? I need my hole punch. I got to get to my hole punch. I think there are a few different options out there for hole punches. I have a cam snap table press that I have the hole punch tools on them. Like I have several different punches so I can make different sizes. I want to say Sally Tomato, or I don't know if I've heard of a cropper dial. Those are hole punching tools too. Just check and make sure how tiny they can make it so that you can punch the tiniest hole. So my hole punch is, I think, 2.5 millimeters. This is my little hole punch tool. So you can see that white dot? That's how small of a hole it punches. And that's what I used for these earrings to make that tiny little hole. So this is my tool. This is my press so that I screw this in. This is heavy to hold with one hand. I screw that tool in. I put my item that I want to punch, and then I push this down and it punches it. If you do a lot of projects like these, or if you do a lot of projects that involve having plastic snaps or metal snaps or rivets, this is a great investment to purchase for yourself in your craft room. that I use it for all kinds of stuff. And you swap out, once you buy the press, you swap out all the pieces, whether you want to punch a hole, you want to press a snap, you want to press a rivet, you just switch out the pieces here and you can do all kinds of stuff. So let's do little holes. So I'm gonna find my spot where I made it a little bigger. Hopefully I made it big enough. I'm gonna get it as close to the pink thread as possible without cutting the pink thread, I think is what I'm doing. There we go. And now I have a hole. I did not do a good job. I cut it way too close. So follow my advice of cutting it after, because this one I did not give myself enough room to cut a hole. It's way too close to the edge. It's going to break super easy. Let's see if I did any better on this one. This one I did a little better. There we go. So you can see, hopefully, the little hole. Like that. So now I could use my tools. I bought all these tools to make earrings. In December, we did a sip and stitch on making Christmas tree cake earrings. And so I put the links for all of this on the Sip and Stitch homepage and will be in the blog post for this project. This is off of Amazon. It's just the little hook and the little circles and the little pliers to just put those little pieces on there. And then you can turn this into an earring. Another option is I took just one of the little circles from my earring kit and just one of them on this one, and then I ran some twine. I didn't have any. If you want to go to the store and get like an actual chain, you can do that. I just used some twine that I had in my craft room already, and I tied the two little knots on the end so that you could make it adjustable. This is a trait I learned as a child, making friendship bracelets. I just wrapped it over, tied a knot, and then you could, what is this called? A sliding knot. So that you can make it adjustable, and that makes an earring. I mean, a necklace. So now you can have a necklace and earrings. All right. Project number 3 is you can take a pre-made bow, or if you are good at making bows, make a pretty bow in whatever ribbon you want. And then you can hot glue this right in the center of your bow. And now you've made a St. Patty's Day bow. And you can, like we talked about before, you can add an initial, you can add a word to any of these shamrocks. So, or actually clovers. So you can hot glue that. Next project, 1, 2, 3, project 4 is you can, I had a barrette too, but I lost it. You can make a clip. So again, you would hot glue this to the clip. I've seen people where they wrap the top of the clip in like the little tiny skinny grosgrain ribbon, grosgrain ribbon, so that you have something better to affix the hot glue of this. And the cute thing about this is, I know like my daughter likes to wear headbands. If you get the little flat headbands, or even the elastic headbands, you can clip this right to the headband so that it kind of decorates the headband. Like, so say they have the headband on, you can clip that to the headband, and now you have a St. Patty's Day headband. I also had like the little French barrettes I've misplaced now. You can hot glue this piece also to a barrette, and so then if they put their hair up, they can have a little barrette on of a clover. And the last option is, I did the large one. I bought these, let's see, it's a pin back with self-adhesive. This is even adhesive already. I was thinking I would hot glue it, but we'll see how good the adhesive is though. I got this from Hobby Lobby. I think I found a set on Amazon too, if it's easier to order things on Amazon for you. But this is just a pin. And let's see how good the adhesive works. I could put that on there. And then now I could pin this to my shirt. Like that. It has one of those safety clasps on it. Okay, but there we go. Now I'm pinch proof for St. Patty's Day. All right, sorry, I've not been looking at the chat the whole time I was doing all that and talking, so let me know. Grow gain. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you. This is why my phone and my speaker can't figure out how to spell things, because most of the time I'm not even saying it right. All right. Thank you, thank you. Okay. All right, yeah. Lisa says she loves her cam snap press. She has the same one. I know, I love mine too. All right, hole punch looks so easy to use. It is. It really is easy, and it's much easier. Oh wait, Elise wants to come in. I told her she could come in one time. Perfect time, and Lacey, we're almost done. You want to come say hi? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Hi. Say hi. So. Mommy, I came because. Oh, this broke again? Okay, I can fix it. I'll fix it when my video is done, okay? Okay. So, Elise, you want some earrings? Earrings. And you want a necklace? I want the pin and the bow. You want the pin, this one? Yeah, and the bow. And the bow? Okay, I'll put this on you later because I don't want to poke you on accident. I want to wear it. I know you want to wear it. So, because I'm wearing green. Yes, then you'll have green. This is my daughter Elise. If you watched any of my older videos, she's like in almost every one. But now I've been doing my videos during the day, and she's usually at school. But there is no school this week. Because why there's no school this week? Holiday. Holiday. Which holiday? What holiday? Mardi Gras. Okay. Okay. And I got nails. Oh, we got nails. We got nails yesterday. We had a girls' day, and me and her and Abigail all went and got nails done. Make a close-up? Here, put under this camera. Come put your nails right. She's got a little 4-leaf clover on her nails. Yeah, super pretty. Yee. Okay. Mommy, can you make it to where you can see me and you again? Yes. All right. So, okay, let me finish up and answer. Mommy got a new classroom. Yeah, I did. And you got a new bedroom, huh? Yeah. Yeah, it's almost finished. She's waiting for her bed. Her bed's going to come next week. I'm excited. Yay. You're going to be sleeping like a big girl. That's right. Okay. All right. You, I'm hungry. Okay. It's time for lunch. Go wait downstairs. Go talk to sister. Papa let me have Coke. Papa. Daddy's Coke. You had Coke? Yeah, Daddy's last Coke Zero. You took Daddy's last Coke Zero? Oh, he's going to be so happy about that. Why? Because now you don't have none left. All right. Okay. Go downstairs. Ask Sissy what she wants to eat for lunch, and I will be down there in 5 minutes. Okay? Bye-bye, guys. Say bye. Bye-bye, guys. All right. Go. Love you. Thank you. And I want to go grab my hat and show them. You want to get what? I want to show them my hat. Okay, really quick. Oh, Lord. We went shopping yesterday, too, and she got a new hat. All right. Sorry, I'm checking in the chat now. People saying they love the snap. Great idea to make the necklace adjustable. Thank you. Hey, Joe. Oh, no, you got a pneumonia. I thought you had pneumonia, but I'm still reading. Okay, you got a pneumonia shot, and it kicked your butt. Oh, I'm sorry. But it's better than having full-on pneumonia. All right, Patty saying she loves this idea to make for all the girls at the office. I'm retired, but I know they miss me making things for them. I know they do too, Patty. You should definitely do it. Hi, Debbie in Louisiana too. Yay. All right, so Ellen's saying her niece will love these for her badge at work. Yay. I know I'm a little worried about giving her the pin because I have a feeling she's going to end up poking herself. But for all of your adult friends, the pin is super cute, especially for work. All right. Oh, Miss Patty said, hi, Ladybug. Thank you. Elise, one of several of the videos that she was in when she was little, she would just come in saying, Ladybug, Ladybug, Ladybug.
Hello, guys. It's me, Martha.
This is her other persona, Martha. Wait, let me get a step stool so you can get up. People can hear. Watch. You got your sister's robe on and your sister's purse?
Yeah, it's too small for her.
Okay. All right.
Hello, guys. It's me, Martha.
All right. You're crazy. Thank you.
But it's me, Martha.
Okay, Martha. No, put the cane down. She had 100 days of school. Okay, let me help you down. 100 days of school. All right.
I'm in first grade.
I know. Can you let me finish now? Remember what we talked about?
Okay, Mommy.
Okay, thank you. Go wait downstairs. All right. She had her 100th day of school. It was a few weeks ago now. And all the first graders dressed up like they were 100 years old. And so I got my grandma's old cane and we did her up. She looked so cute. But her grandma persona is Martha. So she went around the house and she's like, I'm Martha. She cracks me up. So that's my crazy child. Thank you for letting her interrupt. I told her she could today. All right. Let's see. All right. Kim asks a good question. Thank you, Anne, saying I have cute girls. Thank you. When she uses marine vinyl instead of faux leather, which marine vinyl can be thicker, definitely, I get skipped stitches, any tips, needle size. So there are some needles that are supposed to be non-stick. Also, I think if you can find Microtex non-stick, those might work better for you. And you can go, I want to say there's an 80-12 size, or is it 70-10? I don't remember. I just did a lesson on needles too in my course. But look for Microtex non-stick and see if that works better for you. Because that might help with the friction that is going on with the thickness and kind of the stickiness that's going on the top of those marine vinyls. Let me know if that works for you. Yeah. Oh, Emily's saying, I love the hole punch for the bag tags. Yeah. So Applique Alley also has really cute bag tags. And I think it's the 4mm or the 5mm punch is like perfect for the bag tags that I make. So it's nice when you get the press, get a variety of punches with it, because you never know like what kind of projects you might do in the future, and you might just need a little bit different size. I do have a bundle at Cam Snaps that the owner was so nice to make. So I told her all of the tools that I use.
I'm hungry.
I told you have to wait 5 minutes.
But I'm hungry.
Okay, I'm almost done. Please listen.
Can I stay?
No, I need you to let me finish.
Can I stay out of the way?
You can stay on the side. You got to let me talk though, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Sit down and watch you.
Okay. She was nice enough to make a bundle. I told her all the things that I use for my embroidery projects. And so she made a bundle and she made it 15% off. And there's a coupon code, I think Carly Bell, that you can use. I will try to remember to put the link for that bundle in the description when we are done. And I'll make sure to put it in the blog post as well. All right. Okay. This is a hungry little girl. So I think that I need to get going. But let me see if I missed any.
I'm Lisa
Yes.
Lou.
Lisa
And
Lou.
this is Carly.
Yes.
My mommy.
Yes.
I'm sick.
Okay. All right. I don't see any more questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's project.
Hit the subscribe button.
There you go. Now you say that for me.
Hit the subscribe button.
And what do we give this video?
A big thumbs up.
This is my promo lady right here. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed
Mommy,
it.
is this a YouTube video?
Yes, ma'am.
Yay!
You are yelling in my ear. What I wanted to tell you. So what's coming up? Oh, next week Can you let me talk?
Okay.
Thank you. Next week, if you are in my Sia Fans
Elbows.
membership group, we are having our February Zoom class on Monday at 10:30 Central. And we are going to continue working on our Kimberbell Spring Showers quilt. So that's next week. If you are in my From Start to Stitch Beginner Machine Embroidery course, we are going to release Module 5 next Friday, and that's going to be a continuation of learning how to hoop different items. And I don't know when our next, I'm going there. I have more. Okay, I'm remembering now. On March 4th and 5th, I'm going to the Everything Embroidery Market in Lafayette, Louisiana. I was supposed to have a sip and stitch that Friday night, the 3rd, but we'll be driving to Lafayette on that Friday, so I won't be able to have a sip and stitch. I will try to film at the market so that you can see what it's like if you can't attend, and I'll post that kind of in place of having a sip and stitch. We might do a sip and stitch the following Friday. No, I think we got a dance convention. A dance. I'm going to figure it out. I'll post it. We got a lot going on in March between going to Lafayette, and then my daughter has a dance competition. Both daughters now, because you're dancing too, right?
Yeah. I'm a big girl.
Dance competition the following weekend. So I will post in the Facebook group, and also sign up for my email newsletter that I send out every week. And I remember what to say in those newsletters so you can know what's going on next. All right. Thank y'all for putting up with our shenanigans. This sip and shenanigans is when you're acting crazy. Yeah. So I hope you all have a great rest of your.
In Mommy's hair.
Thank you. I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend, and make sure if you're in the Facebook group and you make these, post some pictures and tag me in them.
And hit that bell and turn up the thumb.
All right. Okay. Say bye, Elise.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.